Hey guys, welcome to Cartooning with Paul. Today we have a special request. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw the animated Harley Quinn. Come on, let's get started. Okay guys, well, like I said before, we're going to draw one of my favorites. We're going to draw Harley Quinn from Batman the Animated Series. If you haven't seen Batman the Animated Series, where have you been? So we're going to draw Harley from head down to her shoulders. We're not going to get into a whole body construction because that's for a whole different video. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our circle. I'm going to draw that circle roughly about this big. I want to give plenty of room for those jester ears. And what we're going to do is draw her from a 3/4 view, just like so. Now you'll notice that I drew that vertical axis line down kind of low. Okay? That's because that head is going to continue down. So what I do is I turn that into a pseudo egg shape. Okay? But I also pull out a shape like this. This is how I generally start with my female heads. Give her a jawline, just like so. And now I will put in the horizontal axis line, just like so. From there, I will put in the basics for her neck, and her neck roughly about that thick. Now there are certain tools that an artist will use as reference when drawing their characters. One is a model sheet, which is it's a blueprint of how to draw the character. It'll draw the character, it'll show how the proportions line up, it'll show the character from different angles, different expressions. It'll do a head turnaround so you can see the character from as many angles as they can anticipate. But there's also another tool that I absolutely love, and that's the Maquette. Now the Maquette is a three-dimensional sculpture of the character. It's on model and it's perfect for referencing for certain angles, for certain vantage points, and it's vital for making sure that this character is drawn proportionately and correctly every time. Frankly, this episode is one way I can show these off. So let's get back into the character here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to figure out where the eyes are going to go. Now Harley Quinn is one of those characters that you have to get right. She has to be attractive or she won't be much of a female foil for Batman, right? So they make her eyes nice and big. Right? So with that being said, we have to make sure they're proportionately drawn here. So we're going to draw in the eyes roughly about that big. When we're drawing a human character, we have to keep in mind proportion, right? So the eyes are roughly about halfway down from the top of the head down to the chin, and the nose is halfway down from the eyes to the chin. So roughly about there, okay? And her nose is nothing more than a line just like this when we're drawing her at an angle. Now to break it down even further, the mouth has to be 1/3 down from the nose to the chin. So roughly 1/3 right about here. So we're just going to give a little place mark line for her mouth. And now let's go back into the mask shape. Now the mask has to follow the shape of the eyes. It's an old trope that came from the illustrators in the comic books. And it comes to point right up here in the corner. Okay, now that we've got that, now I'm going to go back to the jawline right here at the hinge. I'm going to use that to figure out the sides of her headpiece. It starts up here. We're going to round that out, just like so. Okay. And then we want to figure out those gesture ears. And those gesture ears, you don't want to go too big on them, because if they get too big, it looks like too much. Okay, so we've got one here like that, and then we want it on the other side too. We've got to match the sides. Okay, just like so. And then we've got these big pom-pom balls that come right off of there. Now let's go back to these eyes. The eyes are actually kind of shaped like this. And we're going to angle the corners of the eye up with her eyelashes, just like so. She's got eyelids, and refine that eye shape just like that. Great. The other eye, I like how the eye is already. Don't need to fix it. There's nothing to fix. And give her the eyelash, the eyelid. And let's have her looking at you here. So now when Bruce Timm designs a female character, he usually has one single line for the upper lip. But whenever he needs to make a character with lipstick, he'll just thicken that line a little bit. Like so. Now, if her mouth is open and she's smiling, she has that flirtatious smile there. Give her a nice thicker line for the lower lip. You don't want to exaggerate too much, because the lines are still, her lips are still thin. Okay. And then you leave the teeth alone. Works very well without having to draw in any lines for the teeth. All right, so now that I've got the face in there, I'm going to go back into the shape of her head. Let's go in here with the cheeks and give her a nice chin, just like so. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, I'm going to erase a little bit because we've got too many lines going on here. I can do a better job with that cheek. Okay. All right. And there we go. Now, let's go back into the headpiece, and we want to push the fact that the headpiece is on top of her head. So we're going to give her that dividing line down the middle. We're going to give her a dividing line down the neck. We're going to cap off the neck right here for her collar. Her shoulders should be roughly like that. Let's see. just like so. And we're going to want to draw in that cool collar that she has. So I draw in a very light line right here, and then from there I will add in those jester pom-poms, like so. Just like that. And now, let's ink this in. Now, Batman the Animated Series debuted back in 1992, and that show was groundbreaking. Anybody interested in Batman mythology or in animation should check out this show. It was a very serious take and holds up today. They actually just released the entire animated series on Blu-ray this past fall, and I highly recommend picking it up. You won't be disappointed. Should also say I'm actually not being sponsored by that, so I don't know why I'm giving them a plug. This series is responsible for the creation of Harley Quinn. She was created as a one-off character in one episode, but was so loved by the crew and the fans that they kept bringing her back. And then we sign it. Okay, there's Harley Quinn. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please don't forget to subscribe and make sure you tell your friends. Hope to see you again soon, and we will catch you later. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, you might want to check out some of my other videos right here. Hope you enjoyed cartooning with Paul, and until then, we'll see you later.